Welcome back to all my fellow treasure hunters and coin collectors across America and beyond. Today, you're about to uncover a truth that could shock you. A coin that you might have sitting unnoticed in a jar, drawer, or even your wallet right now. Yes, we're talking about the 2015 D. Lincoln penny, a small copper-plated cent with the power to change your life. You might be thinking, come on, it's just a modern penny. What could it possibly be worth? But what if I told you that under the right conditions, certain rare errors, minting mistakes, and collector-driven grading qualities, this 1 cent coin could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Yes, you heard that right. So stay with me until the very end of this video, because we're going to reveal how this ordinary-looking 2015 D. Lincoln penny could hide an extraordinary value, one that has already made collectors rich. Let's begin with the basics. The 2015 D penny was minted at the Denver Mint. That's what the D mint mark represents. And in that year alone, the Denver Mint struck over 4.3 billion pennies. With so many in circulation, you might assume there's nothing rare or exciting about it. But here's the twist. Not all 2015 D pennies are created equal. The US Mint is a marvel of precision. But like any machine, it can make mistakes. And in the world of coin collecting, minting mistakes can turn a common coin into a rare and valuable treasure. So what should you be looking for? Let's talk about valuable mint errors on the 2015 D penny. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die. That's when the coin design is struck twice, but slightly off, creating a doubling effect on the letters, numbers, or Lincoln's profile. On a 2015 D penny, if you spot doubling on the date, on the word liberty, or especially on the motto, "In God We Trust," you could be looking at a double die worth $150 to $500, depending on its condition. But that's just the beginning. There have also been reports of off-center strikes on 2015 D pennies. These coins are produced when the blank isn't properly centered during minting. A 10% to 50% off-center strike with a visible date and mint mark can fetch anywhere from $50 to $250, or more if it's dramatic. Then we have the rare broad strike error, where the coin is struck without the retaining collar. This leads to a coin that appears wider, with distorted edges. Some broad strike 2015 D pennies have sold for over $100, especially when in pristine, uncirculated condition. Another eye-catching error involves clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin's edge is missing due to a misfeed in the minting process. These clipped 2015 D pennies, especially those with clear clips and strong detail, can go for $50 to $125. And here's the crown jewel of 2015 D errors. One extremely rare example, a 2015 D Lincoln cent struck on a silver dime planchet, sold for nearly $1,500 at auction. Imagine that. A penny, lighter in weight and silver in appearance, but worth more than $1,000 due to a wild minting mistake. That's the power of being observant and lucky. Now, let's talk about grading and condition. Even without mint errors, some 2015 D pennies can be worth money. If they're in exceptional condition, grading plays a major role in a coin's value. A penny straight out of circulation might be worth 1 cent. But a mint state, MS 68, red 2015 D Lincoln cent, with perfect luster, no scratches, and no wear, has sold for as high as $800 at auction. Most of these premium-grade coins are found in uncirculated rolls, collector sets, or simply by those who inspect their pocket change closely. So, if you want to find a valuable one, here's what to do. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop. Look closely at the date, lettering, and Lincoln's face for doubling or anomalies. Examine the edges for clips, off-center strikes, or unusual broad strikes. Compare the color. Red coins, with their full original copper tone, are more valuable than brown or toned ones. And finally, weigh your coins. A penny struck on the wrong metal will usually have an off-weight. A standard 2015 D penny should weigh around 2.5 grams. Anything dramatically different could signal a rare minting fluke. But there's something even more powerful than all the grades, strikes, and statistics. It's your awareness. Millions of Americans walk past valuable coins every single day. They toss them into tip jars, leave them in parking lots, or dump them in coin machines without ever stopping to look. But you now know better. This isn't just a penny. It's a potential $1,500 jackpot hiding in plain sight. And in a time where every dollar counts. In an economy where retirees and collectors alike are searching for alternative investments, that 2015 D. Lincoln penny could be your unexpected goldmine. So take out your old jars. Check your pocket change. Visit flea markets, garage sales, and estate auctions, because the right coin in the right hands can transform a forgotten cent into a fortune. Today, we uncover the shocking truth behind one of the most overlooked coins in modern circulation, the 2014 Lincoln 1-cent penny. A coin so common it might be sitting in your change jar right now. Yet certain versions of this coin have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars. That's right, a single penny that could be your gateway to a small fortune. So don't blink. Watch until the very end, because what looks like pocket change could be life-changing. Let's begin by going back to 2014, a year like any other, or so it seemed. The U.S. Mint struck over 8 billion Lincoln cents that year across 3 major mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most people saw these coins, spent them without thought, and forgot about them. But a small handful, they were minted with errors, rare mistakes that turned them into collector's gold. Now, before we reveal what makes some of these 2014 pennies so valuable, let's talk about the man on the coin, Abraham Lincoln. His portrait first appeared on the U.S. penny in 1909 to mark his 100th birthday. It was the first time a real person's face appeared on a regular U.S. coin. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent became more than currency. It became a symbol of American perseverance, leadership, and legacy. And in 2014, that legacy continued with the modern shield reverse design. Now here's where things get interesting. Most 2014 pennies are made from copper-plated zinc, weighing 2.5 grams. They feature Lincoln's profile on the front, still sharp, still iconic. But flip it over, and you'll see the Union shield with the bold inscription, 1 cent. This shield reverse design began in 2010 and represents the unity of the states, something Lincoln fought so hard to preserve. But among the billions struck in 2014, a few slipped through the cracks with errors so rare, so strange, that they're now prized by top collectors. Let's talk about the most valuable one known. A 2014 Lincoln cent with a doubled die reverse, DDR, where the shield and lettering appear to be doubled under magnification, sold at auction for over $1,300. Yes, a single penny. Why? Because that doubling was clear, strong, and verified by top grading companies like PCGS and NGC. Another variation, a 2014 D. Denver Mint Lincoln cent struck on a copper planchet, weighs 3.1 grams instead of 2.5. That means it wasn't made on the regular zinc planchet. It was struck on a leftover bronze blank, likely from a foreign coin batch. That one sold for over $3,000. Let that sink in. A penny struck on the wrong metal, something invisible to the naked eye, could fund your next vacation. Now let's talk proof coins. These are specially made for collectors, struck multiple times for a mirror-like finish. The 2014 S-Proof penny, minted in San Francisco, is a beauty. A flawless PR70 deep cameo version can be worth $75 to $200, depending on demand and certification. And there's more. Some 2014 Lincoln cents were found with off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing or shifted. Others have die cracks, cuds, or even clips. While these might only fetch $20 to $100, the value jumps if the error is dramatic and the coin is in mint condition. Let's go deeper. Grading matters. That a regular 2014 penny pulled from circulation might only be worth face value, 1 cent. But a high-grade uncirculated example, especially one graded MS68 red by PCGS or NGC, can fetch $50 to $250. And if that coin also has a rare error, you're looking at hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars. Now let's talk about what you need to do right now. Go check your coin jars, old wallets, drawers, piggy banks. Look for 2014 Lincoln cents. Start with the mint mark, a D for Denver, no mark for Philadelphia, and an S for San Francisco. Use a magnifying glass. Look for doubling on the lettering, especially E pluribus unum, 1 cent, or the shield lines. Weigh your coin. If it's 3.1 grams instead of 2.5, you could have a rare copper strike. Examine for misalignment, die cracks, or anything unusual, because the next great coin find isn't buried in the ground, it's hiding in plain sight. Now let's dive into current market values to AS of this year. Here's what collectors are paying. 2014 DDR Lincoln Penny, double die reverse up to $1, 302014. Dion Copper Planchet, 3.1G over $3, 0002014. S-Proof Penny PR 70 DCM, between $100 and $2,002,014 off-center strike errors, around $30 to $150. Based on severity, 2014 regular penny graded MS68 red, $50 to $250 depending on the mint. Prices vary based on condition, certification, and buyer interest. But here's the truth. The coin in your hand could be worth 1,000 times more than what it says on its face. Don't underestimate the 2014 Lincoln Penny. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that most people overlook. It's small, copper-colored, and so common that you've probably tossed it into a jar without thinking twice. But what if I told you that one of these seemingly ordinary coins, the 2016 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny, could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars if you know what to look for? So grab your magnifying glass, sit back, and do not blink. Because one tiny detail on this penny could turn a coin worth 1 cent into a small fortune. You're about to learn the story of the 2016 Lincoln cent and why collectors are racing to find the rare variants before they disappear forever. Let's begin with a little history. The 2016 Lincoln penny is part of the ongoing Lincoln cent series, which began way back in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse, or front, of the coin has carried Lincoln's portrait for over a century, making it the longest-running coin design in United States history. But in 2016, the Lincoln penny continued a modern chapter that began in 2010 when the U.S. Mint adopted a new reverse, or back, design called the Union Shield. This shield, with its 13 stripes and bold E pluribus unum across the top, represents unity, strength, and the original 13 colonies coming together. It's symbolic and beautiful, but it's not the design alone that makes some 2016 Lincoln pennies incredibly valuable. Now let's talk about how a 1-cent coin minted in 2016, that's still being used in everyday circulation, could be worth hundreds of dollars or more. First, we need to look at the different types of 2016 Lincoln pennies. In 2016, 3 different versions of the coin were struck by the U.S. Mint. Number 1, the 2016 Philadelphia Mint penny, which has no mint mark. Number 2, the 2016 Denver Mint penny, marked with a small D under the date. And number 3, the 2016 S-Proof penny, made in San Francisco, which has an S mint mark and was not released for circulation. Instead, it was made for collectors in special proof sets. Now let's talk about rarity and where the big money lies. Most circulated 2016 pennies are only worth face value. But certain rare error coins and high-grade uncirculated examples have sold at auction for incredible amounts. Let's begin with the most valuable ones. Error coins. In the world of coin collecting, error coins are like gold mines. These are coins that were misstruck at the mint. Something went wrong during production, and the result is a coin that doesn't look quite right. But to collectors, these mistakes are pure treasure. One of the most sought-after 2016 Lincoln penny errors is the double die. This happens when the die, the stamp used to strike the coin, leaves a doubled image on parts of the design. Look closely at the words Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, or the date 2016. If they appear doubled, almost like a shadow or blur, you may be looking at a double die penny. Collectors have paid $150 to $300 or more for clean, visible examples of 2016 double die pennies in great condition. But that's just the beginning. There are also off-center strikes, where the image on the coin is not centered properly. The more off-center it is, especially if the date is still visible, the more valuable the coin becomes. A 2016 penny that was 50% off-center sold for over $250. Then there's the broad strike error, where the coin is missing its rim and looks slightly larger and flatter. These coins can bring in $100 or more, depending on condition. Let's not forget about clipped planchet errors, where part of the coin is literally missing due to a miscut. A 2016 penny with a dramatic clipped edge can be worth $75 to $150 now. Here's where it gets even more exciting. Transitional errors and wrong planchet errors. If you ever find a 2016 penny struck on the wrong metal, like a dime planchet or a foreign coin blank, that's a jackpot. Some of these extremely rare wrong planchet 2016 pennies have been valued at $500 to over $1,000, depending on how dramatic the error is, and the value skyrockets when these coins are found in high condition. We're talking MS67 or higher. MS stands for mint state, and it's a grading system from 1 to 70. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC as MS67 or MS68 are nearly flawless and extremely rare. For example, a 2016 D. Lincoln penny graded MS68 red by PCGS sold for $705 at auction. That's over 70,000 times its face value for a penny minted less than a decade ago. Even proof coins from San Francisco can bring in strong prices. A 2016 S. Lincoln penny graded PR70 deep cameo, which means a perfect mirror-like finish, has sold for up to $65 to $100. But here's the real secret. Most people don't check their pennies. They toss them in jars, pay with them, ignore them. But treasure hunters, like you, know better. Every time you get change, every penny you pick up from the ground could be the one that changes your life. So how do you find out if your 2016 Lincoln penny is worth big money? Start by examining it under a bright light or magnifying glass. Look for doubling in the letters and numbers. Check the edges. Is it off-center? Is the rim strange? Compare your coin with online resources and professional coin guides. And if you think you have something unusual, send it in to be graded. It could turn 1 cent into hundreds. And here's a tip. Always check rolls of coins from the bank. Many rare 2016 error pennies have been found this way. Search through uncirculated rolls and look for perfect condition coins or dramatic errors. Now let's talk current market value. As of this recording, here's what the 2016 Lincoln penny values look like on the collector's market. Standard 2016 pennies from Philadelphia or Denver in circulated condition. Still just 1 cent uncirculated examples. Around 10 cents to $1.50 each, depending on quality. Error coins like double dies, broad strikes, and off-center strikes. Anywhere from $50 to $300. High. Grade coins, MS67 or better. $150 to $700 or more. Proof coins from San Francisco, PR70. $60 to $100. Extremely rare error coins. Up to $1,000 plus, depending on the error and condition. So don't ignore that 2016 penny in your pocket. It may look common, but hidden beneath its copper surface could be a rare strike, a double die, or a near-perfect specimen, the kind that sells for hundreds at auction. And it only takes one to change everything.